Monique was recently on that cooning ass Don Lemon show, and she had some things to say regarding Lee Daniels' comments towards her being blackballed in the industry, and just overall of what really went on during the process of filming the movie Precious. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys this video, and I'll come back with my commentary.
Joining me now exclusively is Monique. How are you?
I'm wonderful, Don. How you doing?
I'm doing well. That was you in Precious, and of course, you know, it's a Lee Daniels movie. You wore the gardenias in your hair for your Oscar speech in honor. It was dedicated to Hattie McDaniel. You thanked her. She was the first black person ever to win an Oscar. You thanked her for her enduring legacy and all that she had to do with you, with getting you there. Meanwhile, though, they said that Sunday's Oscars has been called the whitest since 1998. What's going on?
You have to ask them, Don. I don't have the answer to that. And when I heard that joke, I said it must be something when they start making jokes about it to say this is the whitest, I mean brightest Oscar award. So it's something that we all have to take notice to, but it's a question that I cannot answer.
It's been 5 years now. So what's it been like? Did you get any roles? Did anybody call? Was your phone ringing off the hook?
You know, the phone was ringing and the scripts were coming. And when people say, Monique, where have you been? It's not that I haven't been on TV or been in the movies because I've been blackballed, as Mr. Daniels has said. The offers just didn't make sense, Don. So, again, the phones didn't stop ringing and the scripts didn't stop coming, but the offers that were associated with them were offers that made me say, guys, I can't accept that. Because if I accept that and I won the award, what are my sisters being offered that didn't win the award or wasn't nominated? And what does it say to the little girl who's not here yet, that if we continue to accept these low offers, however do we make it different and make a change?
Okay, I want to play this. This was Lee Daniels on this very broadcast last night. Let's listen.
Okay.
We were on the campaign, and she was making unreasonable demands. And, you know, and she wasn't thinking, this is when reverse racism, I think, happens. You know, I said, you have to thank the producers of the film. You have to thank the studio. And I think she didn't understand that, and I think that, and I said, listen, people aren't going to respond well if you don't. So I love her, and I've spoken to her, and she's brilliant. And I like working with brilliant people. But sometimes artists get in their own way. I think that there were demands that were made from her on the Precious campaign that everyone knows about that hurt her, and I told her that.
Can she change that?
I mean, if she plays ball, you got to play ball. This is not just show. It's show business, and you got to play ball.
What's your reaction, Monique? You didn't play the game. You had difficult demands.
I want to address it for the order that it went in. And when Mr. Daniels said I had these demands, it shocked me because I was saying to the screen, Don, please ask him what the demands were. And actually, there were no demands. There was a request from the movie studio, and they called and requested that I fly to France for the Cannes Film Festival. I simply said I respectfully declined, because if you can remember at the time, there was a talk show called The Monique Show. I was doing a comedy tour. I was actually in the award season of the awards, and I'm also a wife, and I'm a mommy. So when they called, I had a couple days just downtime. I wanted to spend that with my husband and my kids. So when we said we respectfully declined, the movie studio called back again. And they said, okay, well, we'll upgrade her hotel room. And my husband simply said again, we respectfully decline. She's gonna take this time with her family.
Yeah.
Well, when the third call came, and they said, what is it gonna take to get Monique to France, to the Cannes Film Festival? And my husband said, is there a number associated with it? And they said, oh, we would never pay for anyone to do any promotions for a movie. And we said we understood, because what people didn't know was I was paid $50,000 to do the movie Precious. And it really wasn't about the money, and I'm not complaining because I signed up to do it with my friend.
Yeah. But
So
you're saying that because you didn't have the money to do this on your own. Is that what you're saying? that you needed
Well,
to feed your family and pay your bills?
I think that's what America says.
Yeah.
I think we all say, I can't do it for free.
Right.
So when the movie studio says we can't set a precedence and pay you to do this, we didn't have an issue with them.
Okay.
But that's when the reports came that now Monique is being demanding and she's being difficult. They had a request. We simply had a request. And they said they couldn't do it, and we said we understood. That was it. So,
Monique, you know how this
Yes,
works because you
baby.
had a talk show. I want to talk to
Yes.
you before we get off the air because I think this is important. You said you weren't blackballed and you're working on other things. Coming out on April 24th, you have BlackBalled. That's a project with you and your husband. You star alongside Isaiah Washington in that. It's an independent film route. Why have you chosen to take the independent film route?
Well, because like I said earlier, the
Put
offers
the video
that were
up of it
coming,
as we're talking. Sorry, go ahead.
the offers that were coming in, they just didn't make sense. And when Isaiah contacted our attorney, Ricky Anderson, and he said, I have to get this to Monique and her husband, well, when we got it, we knew that it was necessary that we get involved. And when we can get involved and have ownership of something, which means in having ownership, my family benefits as long as my likeness is on that movie. So to have ownership of it and to tell this amazing story. And the reason why it's so personal for me, Don, because remember when you had to come on the Monique show and you had to make an announcement to come out?
Yes.
We want babies to have to stop making an announcement to come out, and we want you to just be who you are. So that's what this movie says, and not only is it a movie, it's a movement for situations that's happening right now when you have people that's saying, we just want to be treated fairly. We just want to be treated as equal.
And we have to go, Monique. Thank you. Thank you
my
for
baby,
being
thank
so...
Notice they cut her off as soon as she started to speak truth to power. But that's something else. Anyways, you guys heard what Monique had to say. And, you know, I got to say that I've gained a new level of respect for Monique because not only, you know, is this woman talented, but she has integrity and character about herself. And that's not easy to have as a black actor or a black actress on a come up in Hollywood, because there's always someone that's trying to get you to go out there and play into negative stereotypes like Lee Daniels likes to do, or just go out here and coon and buffoon, or give the perceptions if you always have to come out here and show those pearly whites in order to please white folks to get an opportunity. So, you know what I mean? I deeply have a lot of respect for Monique and what she stands for. And you guys heard that she said she only got paid $50,000 to do that role, and that's chump change. You know, that considering the time, the energy, you know, reading the script, coming to rehearsals, along with her doing her own show, $50,000, that was nothing. They should have paid this woman at least $100 to $150 to do that particular role. And what they could have done, if you look at it from a business perspective, if you need her to promote, then say, okay, well, we'll go ahead and pay you $150 or $175, okay, to do the role, and including a contract that includes you going out and promoting the movie. So, you know, the biz was wrong with this, and I just think that they tried to get over on Monique. They tried to get her to do work that she was not being paid for, and that happens a lot in, you know, the entertainment industry, whether you're in film, whether you're in the music industry, or et cetera, et cetera. People try to get you to do stuff for free simply because they think you're cool with them, or you have certain contracts with them, so they feel like, okay, well, we can throw this in there and it won't be a big of a deal. But everything is business at the end of the day. Money talks, bullshit walks. And if you don't have your business intact, if you don't come with that paper, people are not going to do certain things, because this stuff is a job. You do take time and energy away from your family and your overall life to do certain things within the entertainment industry. So, I mean, you know, I thought it was just ridiculous. And, you know, Lee Daniels is just one of those people who doesn't mind buck dancing or submitting to someone or the so-called dominant society to get ahead. You know, and we have people out there. It doesn't matter whether you're working at Burger King or you're working in some Fortune 500 company. You know, we have people in society that don't mind playing to negative stereotypes or demeaning themselves or not having respect for themselves in order to get a certain agenda met. We have people like that here in the world within the black community. But I mean, like I said, you know, I have a lot of respect for Monique. She mentioned the movie that she's coming out with called BlackBalled, and that's starring her and I believe some other cast members. She mentioned Isaiah Washington is in. If you guys are not familiar with him, remember he was that brother that got attacked in the media for making a gay slur, and his career never really been the same after that. You know, he was on, I don't know if it was, I think it was a medical show, it might have been Law and Order or something like that, but you know, Isaiah Washington really kind of fell to the wayside after he made that gay comment. And that's what happens in Hollywood. You know, when you stand up for yourself, when you have some type of integrity about yourself, or you know, maybe you made a mistake. Black folks are not allowed to have integrity or have character or have respect or make mistakes within the entertainment industry or even within this country, because we are ridiculed to the third degree, whereas another person from another ethnicity or nationality can do certain things, and there's a whole different construct for those group of people. But you know, it is what it is, and I just think that we have to start creating our own things. You know, let's get out there more on an independent level. Those people who have power, like Spike Lee and Tyler Perry, we have to start creating our own base. And I know we all don't agree with things that Tyler Perry does, but one thing I can say about the man is that he's created his own. He has his own production studio, and that's very important out here in Hollywood, because when you have your own and when you're successful on your own and doing your own thing, you don't have to answer to people who want you to do certain things or play into a certain role in order to have the opportunity that you want to have out here within the entertainment industry. But I'm out. You guys give me your feedback if you want. Subscribe.